Hey, question. Does the YouTube algorithm think you're 5 years old, or does it just think that I'm a man-child? I mean, look, I'm probably reflecting out to people that are exactly like me, so I'm just going to take a punt that this is infiltrating your feed. A bunch of cobbled together footage of animals that sort of look like each other. They probably are on the same evolutionary chain. They're clearly not the same animal though. They've stitched together usually 12 and then put some storyline over the top of it that's really just like a not at all zero budget children's book. Look, I have to show you what I mean. Look, I'll level with you. It seems like if you're a YouTuber, the only thing that you should be talking about is YouTube. So let's just test this out together, shall we? Look at this short. I'm your stoner buddy.
A man released a shark that could smile.
All right, well, it's clearly smiling because they're pinching its spinal cord, making its mouth go, see, it's smiling. It's fucked.
6 months later, when the man returned to the...
Wow, that is quite the growth spurt, eh? And you thought that Lenny, when he came back from summer school camp and all of a sudden was gangly. Yeah, no, that wasn't it. He went into Port Jackson and he came out a fucking 100-year-old grey nurse.
Sea, a shark swiftly swam to him and lightly touched his cheek. Seeing the shark's smiling face,
this predatory creature gave him a kiss. This just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye.
the man instantly recalled memories. From then on,
Wait, hang on. Instantly recalled memory?
seeing the shark's smiling face, the man instantly recalled memories.
Instantly recalled memories. I suppose it grammatically sort of makes sense. It just annoys me knowing that a Vietnamese algorithm is better at getting clicks than me. In fucking English!
From then on, whenever the man went into the sea, he brought plenty of treats for it. And every time the little shark saw the man, it would happily leap into his arms.
I know we're halfway through, but look. That shark loved the man so much that he changed species 10 times. What a sweet shark. He really does love him. Before magic. That is very refreshing to know that there are at least 12,000 people here that know what's going on. However, looking at the 1.1 million likes, I'm assuming there is a lot of 5-year-olds that don't, and probably a lot of stoners out there. Yes, I probably am your stoner buddy, and you're sitting there.
Fuck. It's true love, man. Wish that worked out with my girlfriend from Iceland.
The computer with sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And rolled its eyes and swam away. They developed
That fucked scary thing that sharks do where they go like, ugh. I'd rather the shark eat me. Stop doing that with your eyes. And then the shark rolled its eyes. And by roll, it means literally rolling them inside out its sockets.
The man even could flip the shark upside down.
What?
As it had come to see him as a good friend.
Damn, Mr. and Mrs. Smith could learn a thing or two from this man and his shark. Maybe. Can't really remember that movie. I think I only ever saw the trailer when I was like 7. Anyway, fuck off. Some couple that don't trust each other. Your parents.
It left half of its catch to share with the man. Until after the young
It's
shark
like a cat.
disappeared for 2 weeks, they
What?
met again. This time, it returned with its own children to share its joy with the man. And before leaving,
I mean, God, this story is beautiful, but I really wish that instead of them just splicing a bunch of very inaccurate footage together so it's even more dishonest than that.
I grab her. Sweet Ken. Oh, just thinking about her, Ken. I just wish I had her. Sweet, sweet, sweet Ken.
Instead, they actually splurged and spent $5 on some Filipino illustrator on Fiverr to just do the pictures.
and before leaving, it gave a spiral-shaped object as a token of gratitude.
This is whoever made this knows so little about sharks. They've never even been to one of the
Yeah, the touch pool at the aquarium. I'm going to get a starfish.
Like, come on, maybe it's just that we get a superior education in Australia, but surely every 5-year-old remembers,
Whoa, that's an egg, but it doesn't look like the Easter eggs I get. Crazy.
token of gratitude.
But what exactly was this object?
Oh no, wait, hang
A
on.
man released a...
See, I wish shorts would stop looping. I don't want to see that tortured shark again. So let's move on to another series of animals being tortured, because this is not the only channel doing it. This is a very popular genre at the moment. Check this one out. The deer asked for help getting her baby out of their empty pool. Well, it does really look like they're asking for help, if that isn't a baby itself. I don't think that's the Warwick Davis of deers. But yeah, that deer does look like it's looking for help. I will admit, look, I am duped. And I am seriously like, oh no, I hope they get the baby out of the pool. She waited close by. He's so scary. Oh my god, I never realized how intimidating male deer are. They have weapons on their head. What do you do in that situation? It's like you're about to get jacked. We're opening the door, Jesus. Came in and thanked him for saving his son. Deer really do have that face, don't they? Depending on what part of the day it is. Like at the beginning of the day where it's foggy, noble mythical mage protector of the forest. Same thing at dusk. In the middle of the day. Just depends how much precipitation's in the air. This one looks like it's about bang on average in the bell curve. To thank them, but no baby was until... Okay, two things to point out in this. You can't say there's no baby when the vast majority of the tribe are fucking babies. And the second thing is, this is clearly the house of a hunter. This is the equivalent of a serial killer dragging a woman into his house. Look at the antlers on the fucking garage floor. See, look at this. Look at this. Someone's already put it out. Those deers must have had a shock when the garage door opened and they saw a couple of antlers lying on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Video aimed at 5-year-olds? You're dumb.
Or am I dumb for reacting to it? Let's just play the rest. The baby showed up with some forest friends. But she would play and nap with her raccoon bestie. Now that is the only real evolution of social media since it began. It started with one cute animal, but what if two cute animals were besties? That's the new trend. That's all that's happened in 20 years. I, for one, welcomed this evolution, but it took a fucking long time to figure out the formula, didn't it? Also, did that change the gender of the deer? Like, not just the species of the deer, which is obviously fucking different. I'm pretty sure it was a he before. That is very sweet, though. Her best friend was the family's bulldog. Wow, what an M. Night Shyamalan twist in his later films where you thought, saw that coming. Look, I lie. It was an early M. Night Shyamalan film. At the beginning of this 60 seconds, I was not expecting that this male baby deer would have a sex change and then change her best friend from a raccoon to a savage pit bull. Were you? Look at this also. This woman has to be in her 70s. Thank God for animals. What? Well, this is a very interesting new trend. I'm not going to pretend like it's the devil's work, although I probably should for the views, but it's not that. It's more a question of, are we getting dumber? Are we becoming as stupid as the animals? What's happening here? Come on, like when we were kids and we had the rainbow fish, the rainbow fish didn't change fucking species of fish on every page. Rainbow fish was pretty consistently, no, I'm a fish, I can speak English, and I have a moral at the end. This is sounding like it's gonna have a moral, and then you realize, hang on a second, I was just tricked by the music. This end doesn't make sense. They can't even come up with a 60-second story. I mean, it's just so weirdly manipulative and strangely really alluring. Look at these numbers, 41 million, 33 million. If I was Mr. Beast, I'd think, oh my God, my career's over. But, you know, anyone else would kill for those views. That's incredible. I think it's time for one more. I think we're gonna have to click on the one that is straight up.
On closer inspection, these are loafers.
The turtle laid an egg at the construction site and then left. The man took the egg home to incubate it. To his surprise, the baby turtle that hatched from the egg immediately clung to his hand.
Again, I think this is a very heavy thing landing on an infant's stomach going, so it's going like, but you know, like you can spin it like that, that's good. This guy's really into showing an animal within the first few seconds going like, the animal was so excited to see his friend, he vomited with delight.
Leaves and play hide and seek with him. And whenever it saw food, it got excited.
Yes, it's very true. I do genuinely feel sorry for all my fish that are in my tank because of that same thing. It's like the whole life is, fuck, my life sucks. He's walking past, am I gonna get food? No.
shit.
The turtle suddenly lay on its back, floating on the water, which startled the man. He thought it had died. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was actually enjoying backstroke swimming, happily drifting with the current. The man...
Nah, okay, I've changed my mind. I've completely believed this one. This is all true. I'm learning a lot. I did not know that turtles like to do backstroke like they're fucking Susie O'Neill. Great, good for them. That's cool. And also that they have love heart cheeks. Wow, genetic breeding is getting really accurate. In fact, I'm gonna see what the snarky comments are because I can't say anything. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, no, some of them are nature documentaries. They are kids after all, no matter which species. Does make you think.
Flipping over, the turtle discovered the joy of this position. Initially, it needed the man's help to turn over, but with time, it mastered the skill on its own. To keep the turtle from being lonely, the man bought a few more turtles as companions. Unexpectedly, they all learned to backstroke. Now, they often enjoy drifting together, leading a beautiful and carefree life.
It's a great, perfect mix. I've changed my mind. You know what it is? It's idiots getting sucked in, kids getting sucked in because they're idiots, stoners watching it because it's just cute images of animals, and everyone else just watching it being like, I'm just going to ignore the fact that this is just a complete lie. It's nice watching a turtle on its back. Okay, just lay off me. It also answers the beginning of the question about AI becoming more human when you're asking them these moral quandaries of, you're on YouTube creating a bunch of animal shorts when all of a sudden, what one? What animal? Doesn't make a difference. You just splice a few together to kind of look the same. But how can that work? Maybe you know the audience can't tell the difference. Who knows? You create a short about a tortoise. Tortoise? What's that? You know what a turtle is? Of course. Same thing. The tortoise lays on its back, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. Not without you cutting to a different animal. What do you mean I'm not cutting to a different animal? You're just poking it in the stomach a lot. Why is that? Look, really, I'm just baffled by this whole trend. Most of the time when I think about something that's happening on YouTube a lot, I think, but this one, so I thought I'd share it with my buddy, the audience. Also, I want in on the gravy train. So, we're gonna try our own. Let's see if this works. Seriously, we're gonna give it a go. Check out this short, give it a like to boost it to the algorithm. Let's see if we can trick every 5-year-old in the third world, it seems.
Once there was an armadillo who was made fun of by all the other armadillos who insisted that he was an echidna. He kept claiming, no, I have diabetes and these are my emergency shots. But they didn't believe him and questioned the science behind insulin. So the echidna went to see the guy who played Ray Romano's dad in Everybody Loves Raymond, who said, why do I care if you're an armadillo? You're blocking the TV. And then he unzipped his pants, as was his trademark gag throughout the franchise. The armadillo then realized it's what's inside that is most important. And then he made friends with all the other wombats, who were very grateful.
There you go, it's something new. Let me know if you didn't like it, and if you don't like it, if one person says they don't like it, I'll never do anything new ever again. I'll just keep talking about how sad it is that Stephen Miles is currently Premier until I die. You happy with that? You are, aren't you?